is the Hub on Hollywood. I'm James.
I'm Jamie.
And we love movies.
Welcome, James, to the Palace of Children in which I live in. Thanks for coming here today.
No, this really is a movie, a movie set, practically. We have Ray back here. We have Baby Yoda. We have Toothless.
Yeah,
Chewbacca, Chewie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we've got a Ninja Turtle and other various things. So, we're set.
I think we're set.
We're set here. We've got the decor down, and we're ready to talk movies and TV and everything we got to do here on the Hub on Hollywood. So
absolutely.
We got our Cokes. We got the
Let me there we go.
Get a little caffeine. Get the energy going.
The party started.
All right. Because you have some very exciting news to share.
So it turns out Mark Hamill and I, from Star Wars, of Star Wars fame, Mark Hamill and I guess we're best buds now.
Yeah,
I think it's official. We are best friends. We're going to get into that, and also some new Mark Hamill news that a lot of Easter eggs that he has apparently. He's a big fan of Easter eggs, and so apparently he's been sprinkled across the Star Wars universe in more movies than one. Right. And we will talk about that. Also, as well as our casting calls, a new productions all up and down Massachusetts.
Yes, there's a ton of big movies, big A-listers here in town, big productions getting underway, including a new one which we're going to talk about. It's a Whitney Houston biopic, and just a couple of really interesting things tied to all of these projects that you need to know, because we want to get you there. We want to get you on camera, and I've been in about 4 or 5 of these already, and they're looking for so many people. They need lots of extras, so we're going to help you get cast.
Again, I think Samuel L. Jackson is in the race. You're catching up to him in the number of films in your IMDb.
And how much I've grossed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That may take a little longer, but the amount of movie productions you've been in is impressive. We're also talking about new shows. We kind of both dived into a new speaking about Mark Hamill, the He-Man. He-Man is back. Masters of the Universe on Netflix, produced by Kevin Smith. And so we just started watching that, and as well as some more industry news when it comes to vaccinations, COVID-19, and safety. But first, again, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. Please be sure to give us a follow, give us a like on YouTube. We're streaming on every major podcasting streaming service, so just search Hub on Hollywood. We are also an iHeartRadio station or a podcast, and affiliated with WBZ Radio in Boston.
Exactly. Just go on the website for WBZ News Radio under podcasts, and you will find us there. Like us, love us, share us, gotta have us, search for us, Hub on Hollywood, and you will find us there. We're also looking at the Dune trailer. The trailer for Dune came out, so we're gonna wrap up this show pretty nicely with that. But first of all, James, there's this little indie actor you might have heard of.
Might have.
His name's Mark Hamill. Tell us how he became your best friend.
So Mark, he went to Twitter. Mark's huge on Twitter. He's always tweeting, and I've liked many of his tweets. I've commented, retweeted all of his tweets. But this is the first time I've received direct acknowledgement from Mark Hamill in the smallest way possible. So Mark last week, he was tweeting that he's had and has secret cameos in all of the Star Wars movies since 2015. Now, of course, we know Mark is in The Force Awakens, he's in The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker as Luke Skywalker. But in each of those films and more, he's done and lent his voice to many more characters, including some robots. There are robot scenes in a bar in The Mandalorian. He's appeared in that. He's also appeared in Solo. He's appeared in Rogue One. So these are little Easter eggs that he loves to leave around. And he tweeted about it saying, "Did you know I voiced multiple secret voice cameos in every Star Wars movie released since 2015? And what do? I retweeted saying, well, now I have to rewatch Mandalorian. Because, of course, after seeing that, and he's in there, I have to rewatch the whole thing. Well, Mark Hamill, he liked my tweet.
Oh, my God! Oh!
Mark Hamill liked my tweet, and that was the most amazing thing ever.
That is amazing.
I, of course, had to retweet that again, just showing a screenshot of the like, and as well as sharing some more photos, because in Los Angeles, this wasn't my first run-in with Mark Hamill. In Los Angeles, I was a young reporter over there, and he was getting a star on the Holland Hollywood Walk of Fame. George Lucas was there. Harrison Ford was there.
My God.
R2-D2 was there. Some stormtroopers were there.
My secret imaginary elderly boyfriend Harrison Ford. You saw him in person.
He was there and looking just as beautiful and aged as well as a glass of wine.
Yeah.
So I retweeted those pictures, which you can see on my Twitter at James Rojas WBZ. No response yet, but I'm hoping in a few days, because that's how long it took for him to like the first tweet. Hopefully he gets through all the other tweets that are constantly mentioning him, and he sees that one. But basically, what I'm saying is Mark Hamill and I are best friends.
Right.
I'm sure we're going to hang out soon.
He'll be sliding into your DMs in no time, invite you over to LA for, an interview and some coffee?
Yeah, maybe some yoga. He's really into yoga. And so I'm a big fan of yoga. So maybe we can practice together, and then through osmosis, I will learn and gain the force. The force abilities that I've always wanted as a child.
Of course. So he has voiced so many things over the years. What is he voicing now?
Well, most notably, the Joker.
Right,
he was in the Batman, the animated
mm-hmm.
series, and one of the best, if not the best, representation of the Joker, live action or cartoon or otherwise. And Mark Hamill, through the years since Star Wars, he loves voice acting, and he's been
mm-hmm.
doing it everywhere. And most recently, he's been promoting the new, renewed, I guess, rebooted version of He-Man, Masters of the Universe, with the new
mm-hmm.
show on Netflix called Revelation. And he, of course, is playing Skeletor, which is very fitting. And it's really great too, because one Skeletor, it's a cartoon obviously for kids, but for people who grew up in the 80s with the original He-Man series,
mm-hmm.
They could watch this new series with their kids.
Right.
And so it's a little bit of something for everybody. But
it's so fun. His evil cackle.
Yeah.
You would think like he's the good farm boy hero, but his evil laugh is so wonderful. So
and that cackle returns.
Yeah, it's very fitting to see him as Skeletor. I vaguely remember watching He-Man growing up and all of that. So it's nice to see it rebooted. We're gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it again here with my son. But you've watched it.
I've already blown through the entire first season. Right now they're working on the second season, but 5 episodes. They're about 25
mm-hmm.
minutes long. So kind of like your Sunday morning TV cartoon show. 25 minutes long on Netflix, and it's not only is Mark Hamill. That's all you need to have a grade A cast. Just have Mark Hamill on there, but the voice actors of many more productions and movies and TV shows are also in this show. We could start with He-Man himself.
Mm-hmm.
That is Chris Wood. He plays Prince Adam / He-Man. He was in the Vampire Diaries, Supergirl as well. As I mentioned, Mark Hamill as Skeletor. Leon Cunningham, he was on Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
He plays Man-at-Arms. Sarah Michelle Gellar of Buffy fame.
Buffy.
She's in this. She plays Tila. Lena Headey. She plays Evil Lynn.
Of Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
fame.
Game of Thrones.
Cersei.
She's in The Purge. She's in 300.
I love the name of this character, Evil Lynn.
Yeah.
Like, how more on hitting the nail on the head can you get?
One of the characters was like, were you named Evil Lynn as a child? Like, no, it's actually Lynn, but they added the evil in there. Justin Long is in this is in this series as well. Stephen Roots, who you may recognize as Milton from Office Space.
This is my stapler.
Yeah, he's also in Dodgeball. He's also in the new show Barry with Bill Hader. A great show if you haven't started watching that. Barry, I believe that's on HBO Max. But he plays Cringer, the battle cat. For some reason, I love that. We also have Deirdre Bader. He was on the Drew Carey Show, also Office Space. So you kind of have this Office Space reunion.
Nice.
And then Alicia Silverstone. She's Queen Marlena. Griffin Newman, Orko. Now this one I love. Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy, he plays the character Merman, but Kevin Conroy, as I mentioned, is the voice of Batman. Batman worked with the Joker, which was Mark Hamill. So you have this reunion of all these different characters from different places. Jason Mewes,
right? Yeah.
From Bill
Bill and Silent Bob.
Is it Bill?
No, it's not Bill and Silent Bob.
That's Bill and Ted.
It's Jay and Silent Bob. What is wrong with me?
Well, I think you were thinking Bill and Ted too.
Yeah.
So Jason Mewes, he plays Jay, and appropriate so because the show is produced by Kevin Smith. who is Silent Bob.
Right.
And so this is just
it's a bunch of reunions. Yeah. This is great.
and so far, again, a very short season, 5 episodes. They're nearly done with the second season. But going into this, just being aware of, of pop culture, I know or knew who He-Man was, Skeletor, the gist of it. But, I didn't really know all the characters and all the, the lore behind it. So I went into this one pretty clean, pretty fresh. And it's pretty, and I enjoyed it. It's very quick. Again, 25-minute episodes. You can binge right through the first season, and the animation's very good. There's some anime feel to it as well. So I would recommend going through it. The first episode and the last episode truly surprised me. So no spoilers, but those are something to watch.
I appreciate that it's high fantasy. It's very engrossing, and I don't think there's enough of that. So I'm really glad that they're bringing that back. And of course Kevin Smith is producing this. Like that was the least surprising thing I heard about with this. So I love Kevin Smith. I wish he was our buddy. We should get him on the show.
Yeah, he's on everybody's podcast. Why can't he be on our podcast?
I know. All right, we're gonna get on that. Hey, Kevin, give us a call.
Yeah, give us a call. No, so I recommend that. But that's what I'm watching right now.
Okay.
Masters of the Universe, He-Man.
Awesome.
Revelations.
Okay. Well, there are so many things that. Speaking of, Kevin, he loves what he does, and he's creating content based on what he grew up and what he loves so much. We love movies. I'm in a lot of movies. We're getting into a lot of movies. We want to get you guys.
We know you're in a lot of movies.
We want to get you guys into a lot of movies. So we've got our casting calls now. So you got to stay on top of this with us. You're going to want to subscribe, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and we've got some TikToks occasionally to follow. James Rojas,
we'll try to get those out
WBZ, there. So that we can let you know when these opportunities come up.
You could be hanging out with Mark Hamill.
Exactly.
Very possible.
Exactly.
You never know.
Or, like I was doing earlier this week, hanging out with Halle Berry. Because Halle freaking Berry's in town, and she is so freaking gorgeous. She is so beautiful, James. Yeah. They tried to dress her down, to make her look like a normal, regular, ordinary person. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. She's just the most gorgeous person you've ever seen in your entire life.
And you told me that you were 6 inches away from her?
Yeah. We joked about a salad. It was great. So she's making a movie called Mothership, The Mothership, which is a sci-fi family thriller. And that's filming right now. They're looking for a lot of extras for that. That's through Boston Casting. There's a ton of movies. There's Julia, which is about Julia Childs, which is a period piece, 1960s and beyond. So you get to dress up for that. That one was really cool. There's a limited series of Dexter, what comes after the 8 episode, the 8 seasons of
and
Dexter.
John Lithgow, I heard, is going to be maybe not a very prominent character, a returning character in the Dexter, I guess, reboot or continuation, but he's going to be in it from what I hear. And John Lithgow, again, one of the, you think, funniest, nicest guys from Third Rock from the Sun, all those other movies that are this guy's a gentle giant.
Yeah.
If you watch season 3, I believe, of Dexter, where he's the Trinity Killer, and no spoilers, but yeah, he's no spoilers at all, but he is the Trinity Killer in that season. Yeah. After watching that season, I don't think I could ever trust him.
Probably not.
He owned that role so well, and so I am looking forward to how they reintroduce him.
Yeah, we'll see. We will definitely see. They're also shooting Confess Fletch, which is a sequel to the 1980s Chevy Chase movie Fletch. So it's a new Fletch movie. There's Spirited, the Ryan Reynolds, Will Ferrell musical. And now there is a brand new Whitney Houston biopic that is just getting underway and just starting their casting. It's called I Want to Dance with Somebody. I want to feel the heat. No, somebody. But I think we've got the information on that casting.
That's shooting in Quincy and in the Boston region August 16th through November 5th. This is a paid gig, looking at around $108 for 8 hours. That seems like is that a little or a lot?
No, for if you are non-union,
if you're non-union.
It's 108 for 8 hours. If you are union, you get the union rate.
That sounds terribly low.
Well, look, these days are often very long.
Yeah.
They're usually guaranteed 12 hours a day, if not more. So you are going to get overtime. But the base rate is like 108 if you're non-union for the day. But, it's the experience. It's the value of the experience,
You sound like
James.
those movie studio executives. Like we're not going to pay you anything, but it's about the experience. You get hanging out with Halle Berry.
Practice my evil laugh for Mark Hamill.
No, but if you want to experience the experience...
If I want to dance with somebody,
if you want to dance with
they're
somebody,
looking for lots of extras. This is also a period piece. So there is going to be COVID testing. Fittings are required for all of the extras. You're going to want to create a free profile with Boston Casting, because they are in charge of that. Or you can email dancewithsomebodyextras@gmail.com. Send them your name, your info, some headshots, and get in on that because they need a lot of people. James.
Yeah.
They need a lot of people. So those are always fun. Boston Casting is also looking for kids with voiceover experience. If you are a budding Mark Hamill, 8 to 11 years old. This is also non-union, but it pays very well. For early August, they want you to send your voiceover experience, date of birth, contact information to Boston Casting Kids and Teens @gmail.com.
All right, Boston Casting. We are also looking for black male singers, 25 to 35 years old. Now, this pays over $1,000. This is for, it doesn't quite say what it is, but what you will need to do is send in a picture of yourself, a bio, 1 minute of yourself singing. Send all that to Boston Casting headshot and resume @gmail.com. I'll say that one more time. Boston Casting headshot and resume @gmail.com.
Now, I imagine that's probably for the Whitney Houston biopic. They're also looking for, Boston Casting also looking for attractive Latin or Hispanic males. Age 40 to 55, sorry.
Damn it.
Please send a picture bio to Boston Casting headshot and resume, same one, @gmail.com with your name / the subject line is your name / attractive male. That's great. To the Boston Casting headshot and resume @gmail.com.
If you get that, you could put attractive male on your resume.
Yeah, I know. You literally could.
I'm a professional attractive male, and
that's how you've been cast. Okay.
So Boston Casting, looking for a Red Auerbach lookalike or multiple. Looking for men 40s to 50 years old. Is that the right pronunciation?
I'm just trying to see if I remember who that actually is.
We'll show
Red
a picture of who this is. I'm not quite sure. Maybe while you Google it, I'll do the details. Red Auerbach lookalikes. This is for a television series. This shoots next month on the 26th in Avon, Massachusetts. This is a paid gig. So you're going to be asked to send your headshot, resume, picture, bio. Send that to Boston Casting Submit 5, the number 5, @gmail.com.
Oh, we're going to get a lot of hate for this.
Oh, no.
Red Auerbach was a professional basketball coach, most notably for the Boston Celtics.
Wow.
He was the head coach there for a while, and you were going to want to send your hate mail to James
And you
Rojas
didn't know that. How dare you? I'm throwing you under the bus. You live here longer than I
We're
have.
transplants, okay? We're transplants.
That's our excuse.
I'm not a big sports a person. I apologize. Please don't hate me. Anyways, but that's cool. So it looks like they're doing something on one of the classic coaches of the Boston Celtics. So if you
of
look
the
like
best
him,
basketball team in the world. Am I right?
oh my God, go Celts!
We're on your side
Sports. Woo! Okay. What else have we got going on here?
We have Boston Casting. Boston Casting should pay us
They really should.
They really should. They're searching for male couples for background work. This is for a TV series. You must be comfortable kissing, dancing at a drag show that's set in the 60s. This films in August 4th in the Boston region. This is a paid gig. If you, your male partner, if you fit this description, submit your photos. If you are a union or non-union, contact information, send all that to Boston Casting Submit 5, again, the number 5, at gmail.com.
And finally, Slate Casting. They are looking for principal kids for a horror movie. That looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. They're looking for kids ages 9 to 13, union and non-union. Acting experience is a huge plus. Gymnastics and parkour experience is a huge plus. What are they going to do to these kids? So that's going to be fun. Send a photo, acting resume, gymnastics, parkour experience, contact info, agent if you have one, city you're based in. Send that all to slatecastingkids@gmail.com if you want to get your kids in a big horror flick. So that is pretty cool. I just wanted to note here, James, that we have a lot of these projects that are coming back now after COVID. Right. 2020 was supposed to be a huge year, and it kind of got wiped thanks to the virus, and now all these projects are back with all of these COVID safety regulations. Like, it is intense. You've got to get lots of tests. You have to wear your mask.
They have
zones. Safety officers. There's different zones on set where you have to wear various levels of safety gear, and if you're closest to the actors, you have to wear your goggles and everything like that. So, I mean, it's intense. And at no point, since productions have been coming back, have they made any exceptions for anyone who is vaccinated. They don't care. They don't ask. However, that's starting to change. I Want to Dance with Somebody, this is the first production I've seen where they're actually asking people if they're vaccinated or not. And I don't know if that's going to be a trend, because they pay you to get COVID tested multiple times before you get on set. And that costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
It costs a lot of money. And you were saying this kind of ties in with something that Sean Penn was in the news for, right?
Yeah, so in the Hollywood Reporter, apparently he is on the Starz show called Watergate, or it's called Gaslit. It's based on the Watergate scandal. Excuse me. And apparently Sean Penn is refusing to return to work until all cast and crew on the production have had their COVID-19 vaccine or vaccinations. And as I mentioned, there are different, zones for productions. I'm not sure if they're color-based or alphabetical
based.
A
green zone, a yellow zone, and a red zone.
Yeah, and so for the most part, those that work directly with the actors that are in very close proximity, they are vaccinated. However, Sean, he wants everybody in each different category vaccinated. And again, he's saying, I believe he may be the first, one of those prominent actors who have come forward saying that they're not going to either return or they're demanding or requiring the whole cast and crew to be vaccinated. And this is going to be pretty interesting, because right now the NFL is experiencing this exact same thing. There is an outbreak, then that team will either, I think, forfeit and or pay the monetary value for the game for the game being canceled. And so it's a huge thing. There's some players saying that they're debating whether or not to leave their team, leave the NFL over whether or not to get a vaccination. And so now I can imagine the similar feeling or similar sentiment will be felt in the movie industry and the TV industry, and it's going to be interesting to see.
And it's just a huge logistical headache, because when you think about these films, not only the actors, but there's thousands of crew and sometimes hundreds and thousands of background extras in order to guarantee that all of those people are vaccinated. That is just a tremendous undertaking, and it also kind of bleeds into a union issue.
Yeah.
So now you're saying as a contingency of work that you need to have this medical thing, you have to have this vaccine done, and I imagine that that's going to be a big issue. I think that's going to end up being a big issue with the unions who are, working to guarantee that everybody gets work.
Yeah. I can imagine.
It's tough.
It is tough. And when you're looking at the financial aspect of it, kind of like with the NFL, like if there's a breakout among a team and they have to cancel a game or several games, then the league loses money. You could argue that it's the same thing with movie productions or TV productions. If there's an outbreak, everything comes to a standstill, everything pauses, you're losing money, you're draining money. And so you may say this is purely on a financial thing. Then of course they're going to say safety reasons, which is true. But I think primarily the studios are going to be looking at, we can't delay production anymore. We need to get these shows out. We are on a tight schedule. And by having unvaccinated crew members, that puts everybody at risk, their job at risk.
Yeah.
And so I could see people divided of those who are vaccinated that want others to get vaccinated because they want to work. They don't want any more disruptions. And then you have the other half saying, you know what, I'll wear my mask. And apparently that won't be good enough for many people or many productions or actors like Sean Penn. So,
well, and I'm sure they want to stop paying everyone to take multiple COVID tests. They just want to say, hey, show us your vaccination card, and then maybe we just do one COVID test and wear a mask, and that's it. And maybe they can laxen up the rules and regulations a little bit so that they can make more movies more quickly with less of a financial hit there.
Right. At the end of the day, you do realize the vaccines are effective, they're safe. All the information we have right now shows that they are working. Right now, we have the Delta variant and cases, especially in states where the vaccination rate is very low, you're seeing cases spike up again. And so, when it comes down to it, it is science. It is the matter of the situation, matter of fact. And, the more people we have vaccinated, the less disruption we have to our own personal lives and others' lives.
Exactly. So get the vaccine, folks.
So let us know. Do you think the vaccine, the requirement to be vaccinated is going to have people leaving the film industry? Kind of like with the NFL, some players saying that they're considering leaving. What do you think? Should studios be requiring staff to have this quote unquote medical? I wouldn't call it procedure at all, but for lack of a better word, this medical treatment of some sort.
Right. I just I can see the arguments against it, and I can see how it might be very, very difficult to make this a requirement. But I would still hope that people make the best health decisions for themselves on their own without all of this. And God, we'll see what happens after this, James.
Let us know.
We'll see what goes on into the next year. So let us know what you think. Okay, James. So let's cleanse the palate a little bit. A new trailer for Dune is out. The Dune 2021 version, starring Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya. Oh my gosh, breath of fresh air.
The long-awaited.
Yes, long-awaited. The release date, like many things, has been pushed back. It's supposed to be released now, October 22nd of this year. And there is a beautiful trailer that has just come out. So I didn't know a lot about Dune.
Right. I still don't know a lot about Dune.
Yeah.
To be honest, I never read the book, never saw the original film. So going into the trailer, going into the movie, I'm going to go in with fresh eyes.
Okay. So it's like a whole new generation.
A whole new world.
Oh, God. Yeah, something like that. Okay, cool. So we're going to watch this, and then we're going to talk about it and learn a little bit about Dune, I guess. Zendaya is so beautiful.
Rolling over the sands.
Everything that she does.
Spice in the air. The outsiders ravage our lands in front of our eyes.
They've got her eyes glowing blue.
Yeah.
Some sort of alien battle here.
It looks good. Dave Bautista.
Oh, yeah.
What's to become of our world?
Oh, some Dave Bautista news after this.
Sure.
I love the costumes, like the uniforms. Got Jason Momoa.
I've been having dreams.
So another A-list cast here.
Maracas. I don't know what it means.
Dreams make good stories. And everything important happens when we're awake.
Yeah, you want some muscle?
No.
Oh. Some good humor. Oh my God,
Oscar
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac. I love that guy. And Thanos. No.
We got some Poe. We got some Thanos. Oh, I love. Yeah, like you're saying, the character design, the costume design is spectacular here.
Yeah, we'll say they filmed in Jordan, Hungary, Slovakia, Norway,
Yeah.
Austria.
Come with me. You need to be ready. You never met
I'm
her.
getting some Loki vibes off
Yeah.
of this.
The Duke's son sees too much.
This is why Dune killed them all.
God in heaven.
You throw Josh Brolin into anything,
Yeah.
it's great.
This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one.
Let's fight like demons.
I can see those being Halloween costumes for this year.
Oh yeah.
Dad, what if I'm not the future of House Atreides?
And
Yeah.
the classic sand monster
Oh,
things.
this is awesome.
Whoa.
Just insane.
No. You'll still be the only thing I ever needed you to be. My son.
It makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Will you protect Paul?
With my life.
Some really big action sequences here.
Yeah.
Only together can we stand a chance.
And of course, the big worm comes out. Uh-oh.
It's time.
Now, why are you going to take your mask off in the middle of a battle?
To show off that feathery hair.
Oh,
You
gosh.
I can't hide that. No.
A-list cast.
So you can see it in theaters and on HBO Max. I was actually kind of disappointed. Not in this, but I wanted to watch the new G.I. Joe origin movie, Snake Eyes, and it came out in theaters. I thought it came out on a video on demand also, but it didn't. So they're doing that 45-day in the theater route and then to streaming services. And I think this may actually be coming out at the same time. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on that either. No, you don't come here for information. No, but I'm really looking forward to this movie. Speaking about Dave Bautista, and that reminded me of Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3. I think they're just about finished filming with that one. And of course, Bautista, he plays Drax the Destroyer, and he apparently not very happy with how his character came out. You know, he was saying, you know, in the comics he's known as Drax the Destroyer, but he felt his character was very not downgraded per se, but he wasn't given the opportunity to highlight that what makes Drax the Destroyer.
Yeah. He's more like comedic relief.
Yeah, and he didn't really get that get that portrayed in film, and so I think Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3 will be his last return as Drax.
Oh, okay. So he's not planning on coming back again.
That's what the rumor is. That's what talk on the street. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. Well, there's only so many times you can put on that blue body paint.
Yes. No.
That's got to be really intense. But you were mentioning Josh Brolin and how amazing he is in everything that he does. Thanos, and he was in Deadpool. And speaking of Deadpool, just wanted to throw in a quick mention there about Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool possibly joining the MCU.
Right. So you think because they're promoting Free Guy, the Ryan Reynolds movie Free Guy, and so there's this I guess it was like a video commentary what they did with the trailer.
Exactly. They were copying us.
Totally copying us.
And Ryan Reynolds was dressed as Deadpool, and he was sitting on a couch with what's the name? Korg. With Korg,
which is played by Taika Waititi,
voiced by the indomitable Taika Waititi, who we love and adore. And they were watching the trailer for Free Guy,
which is really funny.
And the commentary is just hysterical, like rolling on the floor laughing, amazing. But the question is, does this mean that Deadpool is officially in the MCU. Is he officially Disney? Because he's sitting there with Korg, an MCU Disney character. And does this really mean that he is, a part of the greater universe? And that's kind of what they alluded to a little bit as they were talking and joking on the couch.
So you're in the camp of Deadpool is officially canonized. It's canon. He's in the MCU.
Yes.
I like the idea, and if that was confirmed, I'd be totally cool with it, of course. But I think in this scenario, I don't think it's canon. I think they.
Why?
I don't know.
Tell me.
So Deadpool, played by Ryan Reynolds, is critiquing a movie played by Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
That's directed by. Is it directed by Taika Waititi?
Free Guy? No, I don't think so. Is it? It might be.
I think
Stand by.
Stand by. While you say that, I'll make my case. And so I think this is just...
It was filmed in Boston.
Filmed in Boston, yeah. You see the skyline, it's beautiful. But yeah, so you have Korg and Deadpool in one scene, and we see crossovers all the time in commercials. You see...
No, but Taika Waititi is in it. He doesn't direct it, but he is in Free Guy also.
Okay, so that makes sense. And so again, for commercials, characters from all sorts have crossed and have been in the same thing. Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan, they crossed over, which eventually did become canon with Space Jam.
See?
So it is possible.
It's possible, but, after the events of Loki, after the conclusion of the last episode of Loki, anything is possible. Absolutely anything is possible. But... I know that Deadpool's rated R and everything, and I don't expect that there will be an actual crossover.
I don't know. Multiverse of Madness is going to be rated R.
Is it?
I believe so. We're finding out the facts right now because Multiverse of Madness is going to be the first horror movie in the Disney MCU. Now, is it rated R? We are finding out. Oh, PG-13.
PG-13.
Okay, so don't come to me for facts. That's not here for that.
But it does beg the question: will Disney eventually have a rated R movie? You know what I mean? Because they own these properties, or are they going to have Deadpool on Disney Plus? You know what I mean?
Right.
One of these days, because don't they technically they own it now? They own him.
I can see that.
They own us all.
I can definitely see that. I know that there's some movies that Disney acquired that they've made edits to and revisions to make it more family friendly, like the one with Tom Hanks and the mermaid one. That old movie where he falls in love with a mermaid and there's a scene where she's running into the ocean, and in the movie you see a little bit of her butt crack actually because she's naked, but you see only a little bit. But what Disney did was they terribly digitized more hair to go lower and cover her butt, so it looks like she has a hairy butt. It looks like it looks bad. But Disney, it looks like it's willing to censor some things to an extent, like Hamilton. I think they only included one F word. I think they only allowed one F word when there's several in the entire Broadway performance, but the other ones you can hear they were edited out or they did something. And so I think Disney would allow rated R. They have allowed the F word to drop, but again, only once with some limitations. Yeah,
I just really want to see Spider-Man and Deadpool in a movie together, or what's the other one with Tom Hardy?
Oh, Venom?
Venom.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man, or Venom and Deadpool.
I see.
These characters deserve to be together one way or another. So I want to see that in the future. But Deadpool and Korg, it was flipping hilarious.
So let us know what you think. Is Deadpool officially part of the MCU, or was this just a stunt to promote Free Guy, or do you think you're in my boat? A little bit of both. Also, what do you think about Dune? Have you watched the original? Have you read the book? Do you plan on watching this one? Let us know. Again, I have read, I've seen nothing of Dune before. I just know it from the zeitgeist and pop culture. So I'm gonna go in green, go in new, and it looks good.
Yeah, it does. Anything with Zendaya. She's spectacular. Timothy Chalamet with his feathered hair, and his blue eyes. His eyes are blue in this movie. So we'll see. We'll see. Speaking of Zendaya, last thing that I want to mention.
We can't end without gossip.
Zendaya and Tom Holland.
Is it official?
I think it's official. It's official. They were caught. They were caught making out in a car outside of her house in LA, and then caught like going on dates and making out all over Los Angeles.
Wow.
Like,
because
they are back on.
There's been talk for years that there was a thing going on. Are they? Aren't they? Kind of a thing. And Tom Holland was dating somebody, I guess a childhood friend.
Olivia
for a bit. That was after the rumors that Tom and Zendaya were going out. Now, I won't give out my sources, but I do have a source who worked on Zendaya's Disney show, Confidential, something confidential, where Zendaya played like a teen spy.
Yeah.
And on sets, she invited Tom Holland to come check out the Disney set, and at that moment, during that time, they were a couple. They were together, and the crew, they were told, don't tell anyone. This is we're not. If you tell anyone, we're gonna know and find out. So back then, after the first Spider-Man came out, or after his first appearance in the MCU. I had heard they must have, maybe they tried dating, realized maybe it doesn't work. Obviously,
he lives in England. She lives in LA.
Yeah.
You know?
He drives on the left side of the road. She drives on the right side of the road. Like, it wouldn't work. But you know what they are? It looks like it's round 2. It's back on.
It's round 2. I think that they're meant for each other. They're just so cute. Tom Daya till the end. That's what people are calling it. But it's adorable. It's nice, and I don't think it's like what people are saying, like, oh, it's a stunt before Spider-Man. Like, no, these guys have real chemistry in real life, and that's great. That's so cute. So something else to make people excited to see the next Spider-Man film that's coming out in December.
Yes.
You can see the real life chemistry.
And the trailer should be dropping soon.
Oh
We're
my
keeping
gosh,
our
where's
fingers
the
crossed.
trailer?
Where is it? I knew they were probably not going to release it until after WandaVision, of course, came out, and after Loki was finished. Because again, this is playing with multiverses
All the
and whatnot.
stuff.
But I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. Should Tom Daya, should they be a thing? Do you think it's going to ruin the Spideyverse? Will this make the Spideyverse explode?
Make it better.
Let us know. Let us know.
So until next time, I think we've talked about everything in the universe. And when the trailer finally does drop, we'll be here on the Hub on Hollywood to review it and geek out over it. But until then, I'm Jamie.
I'm James.
We'll talk to you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.